Hello everyone, it's Dee and welcome to my Pick a Card Tarot Readings channel and welcome to your reading. In this reading, we are going to receive messages from your spirit guides to offer you some clarity and guidance about something you're going through right now. This is a timeless reading, so when you come across it is when you need this information the most. There are 4 different Pegasuses to choose from to bring forth your messages from your spirit guides about whatever's going on right now. I will start with the first Pegasus. There are timestamps for the others listed below. Hello there. So for this first Pegasus, let's see what messages your spirit guides are bringing you, what sort of clarity and confirmation they want to give to you. All right, so we have the Pegasus of the Great Mountain, and just take in that beautiful artwork. This is about spiritual cleansing. Okay, your spirit is being cleansed. You're going on a solitude journey, like the hermit mode, a spiritual quest. It's time for you to really go within, kind of separate yourself from other people's energies right now, because you're being led up the mountain. There is a spiritual awakening taking place within you right now about some area of your life, and so solitude is what you need. So if you've been feeling like very alone and why don't I have friends, why don't I have this, why don't I have that, you're in spirit's nest right now, because there's some sort of awakening that needs to take place within you for the next step on your journey. And now we have a Pegasus of Polaris, and this is all about your northern star, your inner compass, being your authentic self. Ooh, so with these two pairing up, there is some aspect of you, whether it be about, your friend circle, your romance, your family, your job, different, patterns of behavior or beliefs. There's something about you that is no longer in alignment with the true authentic nature, like the essence, the core of who you are. There's something that is changing, a fundamental change from within you, and in that space it's like there are some things that must fall away. And this isn't just like something that's happening for a couple days or a week. Like, this is a much longer process, and you're like in the middle of this journey, and you've had a lot of confusion about why you feel alone, or you have to do so much on your own. Where's my soul tribe? Where can I land safely? Like that type of energy. And Spirit's like, you don't need to worry about any of that. You are in my nest. You are in my hands. I am healing you. I am walking with you. You are awakening. And this is a big change that's happening inside of you. And because of that, it's like everything externally must also change to reflect this new essence of you. So let's pull a card to go deeper about, the specific area of your life this pertains to. Oh, wow, yeah. I'm not surprised to see the first house jump out. This is you. This is how you see yourself, how other people see yourself. Some of you could really be going through that great spiritual awakening where who you are at the start of that is nowhere near who you are at the end of it, okay? This is that big fundamental change within you about who you are. And in that space, it's like people are going to see you differently. This could be where you're going, like you're going to become, and these are just examples to show you like the vastness of this change happening inside of you, where you've been eating meat all your life and now you are becoming a strict vegan. Okay, like that's how opposite this changes from who you once were to who you're going to become. All right. It's like, and that's just an example where you eat meat, all of this, and then all of a sudden you become a very, very strict vegan. And that's just how you continue on your day, is like that's, you know, two vastly different worlds. And that's what's happening inside of you. And with the first house, this is all about you. So this could be where you are going to change your career path. You maybe a very long standing romantic partnership ended, and now you're discovering who you are in your own energy. Maybe you and a best friend you've had all your life, you had a really bad falling out, and now you're discovering who you are without that person. Okay, there's an element of discovery here, being in Spirit's nest, about who you are and what would make you happy and what's right for you and what's good for you. And it's almost as though some of you feel as though you've been living your life according to the happiness needs and standards of others. And this awakening within you is an awakening to self in what would truly make you happy, which you stand for, which you believe in, which is coming from your soul. This isn't programming of the subconscious mind, the words of others, the beliefs of others, the opinions of others. No, this is the energy of your soul, of who you truly are, and you're awakening to that. All right, let's pull another card and see which planetary influence is very strong in this process. Oh, we've got Mercury coming through, and this says how you think, communicate, write, talk, and travel. So with Mercury popping up here, you are changing not just at the soul here, where like the true authentic self is coming forth, but your mind, the way you perceive is also shifting vastly. You've been coming into, or you're going to be coming into, a lot of new information, new ideas, new concepts, new perceptions. Like this is a whole like overhaul, like every aspect of you, those of you who chose this first Pegasus, is changing. Like there is no part of you that's going to be the same after. And I feel what the cascade that set off this event here is there was some sort of tragedy or loss. And it put you in a place of feeling very alone, either where you feel abandoned or you chose to seclude yourself and your energy. Okay, and it's like this solitude journey that you've been on, and it's been about self-discovery, really knowing who you are from your soul, and you're learning a lot of things along this journey. And on the other side, you are somebody different entirely. And with that travel with Mercury, this is the travel of your soul right now, that spiritual quest that you are on. Let's pull some more cards. The Magician, the Hanged Man, King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and Justice. Okay, so you got three major arcana coming out talking about what's going on with you. The Magician, this is you. This is who you are becoming, okay? And the Magician is somebody who, you know, knows how to control all aspects of self, how to intentionally direct energy to bring forth desired manifestation and results. This is so much bigger than even just like the change in you. You're becoming aware of like magic, of spirituality, of energies, of like physics, the way things truly, truly work. And you are coming into knowing your own personal magic and power, and how your thoughts and your word and your emotion and your energy, how it all like is intertwined and how it all connects together. So this is a big spiritual awakening to like, I don't want to say occultism, but different concepts of spirituality and how, you know, the universe really works. Like you're coming into that and you're in this holding pattern, or at least that's how it feels to you as you are on this journey with spirit right now. Like you feel like you're in this holding pattern, but you're not. Your perception is shifting, and the element of sacrifice is like all of this stuff about you that's falling away and fading away. And you're coming into this King of Swords energy. This is somebody who is very wise, who's honest, who's truthful, you know, who has higher perception, higher vision, higher understanding. And in that space, this Seven of Pentacles, you are going to know why certain relationships couldn't work out for you, why certain things you were reaching for didn't manifest for you, because that wasn't your path, that wasn't your journey. And for a long time you may have felt like denied, abandoned, forgotten, worthless, unloved, like all these things. And now you're going to come into the place of understanding why what didn't work out, why it could not work for you. Okay, because here you end with the Justice, and this is the balancing of energies, and all that which was lost is going to return to you in a new form. And this new form is in alignment with who you are now becoming, who you have evolved into through this journey that you've been walking with spirit. So let's pull some more cards. It's like your likes, your interests, your beliefs, your relationships, your desire out of romantic partnership, like all of that's changing. All of it's changing. What you used to reach for and want, you're not going to be desiring those things on the other side. And it might seem impossible, like, but I'm telling you, you are awakening to who you truly are at the soul. And not everybody does this in a lifetime, but you guys are, and you're much more empowered after this. And you just understand life and energy and how things work. Queen of Pentacles. Yes, she sits right on that Magician. This is you. You're going to manifest abundance. You're going to manifest stability for you. Wherever you feel abundance and stability is lacking in your life, you're going to have the power to make it manifest. And it's not going to seem like beyond your grasp or evading you. Like you're going to really become quite empowered of yourself and your universe. And we have the Knight of Rods on the Hanged Man. Once this journey is over and like the transformation is complete, your life really takes off. It's like it never missed a beat, okay? Connections, happiness, adventure, passion, all of it coming in full force. Ace of Pentacles sitting on top of this King of Swords. Yeah, see, you are becoming someone else. And then once that's complete, you embark on a whole new journey that you never even imagined for yourself, like back in your early years. And look at this, the Wheel of Fortune on the Seven of Pentacles. Yep, you know why certain things couldn't have happened for you in the past, and you're grateful for it because of the way things now are beginning to manifest and unfold for you. And you know, sometimes we think a certain relationship or a certain career path was our absolute way, and that's what would have made us happy. And then we evolve and we change and we grow and we look back and we're like, yeah, who I am today, that relationship, if I was still there, this, and this wouldn't have happened for me. Or I wouldn't have become this person, or I wouldn't have discovered this about myself. And, you know, sometimes when we're reaching for a certain career path, we realize that wouldn't make me happy. Like, I have a friend, a medium, and she works a corporate full-time job, and then she does readings on the side. And she thought, I would always just want to do readings full time. And then she got laid off from her corporate job, and she was doing readings full time, and she realized, you know what, no, this would not make me happy to do mediumship readings full time, all the time, to generate my income. This truly would not bring me happiness. Like, this is my joy. And so she continued to search for a job, got another job, and continues to do readings on the side, which fulfills her. She realized, you know what, I am very spiritual, but I also enjoy the 3D aspect of myself and the experiences of such things. And so she realized through that experience that she wants to stay in the corporate world for a while, and she wants to just do her readings on the side. And so some of you, I feel that what you were reaching for, what you thought would be your dream job, your ideal path, you're now going to realize, no, that's not my way. That would never, that's just a hobby. And I don't ever want to lose the joy and the magic I experience in that thing by making it a job. Okay, so some of you have realized that. And, with the Ace of Pentacles here, I also feel there is a job change coming up for you guys. And this may be something you never thought you would be doing, but it's going to bring you a lot of happiness. And on Justice, we have this Three of Swords. So yeah, what you lost is now going to return to you in a new form. And also, you guys are going to see some karma get served in some places where people did you dirty, did you wrong. And you're just going to see, again, like how all things connect together for yourself and for others. And the wheels of justice are always in motion. They may be a little slow turning, okay? But the wheels of justice are always in motion. And no matter the darkness, the treachery, the deception, the secrecy, all energy must balance at some point. And just remember that. And it's going to happen for you. It absolutely is. It's just right now you are on this spiritual journey with, spirit, awakening to different aspects of yourself, discovering who you truly are and what would really make you happy. And in that process, you align to those things and realize how certain things of the past that you were reaching for just would not fit with where you are headed now today. So let's pull you a final message from your spirit guides. I have the attitude of gratitude for the many gifts I receive each day, including the ability to do what I love and being compensated in limitless ways to do so. Oh yeah, there is a dream job for you guys, okay? It may not be what you thought it was initially, okay? Or it may be that thing and it's just like you haven't been able to get it off the ground, but Spirit did bring that up. Like, there is something about a job here, and you're in process, you're being prepared, and be grateful for the blessings that are present right now today. Count them, because that's how they multiply. All right, so those are your messages with this first Pegasus from your spirit guides. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, Pegasus number 2. Let's get right into your reading and see what your spirit guides would like to say. Show us what you want them to know. The guidance, the clarity that you need right now. All right, so we have Pegasus of the Chimera. So you are growing through it right now. That's the primary essence of the message of this card, is you're growing through it. And we have the descending Pegasus of the violet light, which is about your crown chakra. And this is a message of blessing and protection is around you. So, this is something happening, going on in your life right now. And Spirit is saying you are protected. But what's happening, it feels scary or uncertain because you're growing, you're evolving through this experience. So let's pull a card to see which area of your life your guides are highlighting for this message the strongest. All right, so we have the 5th house, which is about like happiness and romance as well as your passions, okay? So right now your happiness could be really tested. Romantic energies could just be on the fritz. Your talents, your passion for life, just for everything, it could be very, very dim and low right now. And Spirit's saying there's purpose in this experience. You're growing, you're evolving. There's a lot that you're learning. And even though it does seem quite uncertain, unstable, you are protected. It's like ease your mind. Spirit wants you to ease your mind and surrender your energies, not try to analyze, not try to figure it out, not even seeking the solution in this moment. It's like surrender your energies, quiet your mind, and become the observer, and you're going to see things so, so differently. And that's like the key that sets you free, because you are protected. Like there's no danger, there's no harm to come to you. There's only like this lesson to be understood, to be gained. And once you receive that, you evolve beyond this, like up out of this situation. So let's pull a planet and see which primary planetary influence is at play. Okay, Vesta. The goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. So with this being the primary energy coming in, it's time for some healing as well. This is about the authentic version of you. And so this challenge, this lesson that you're gaining at this time, why you feel stuck and fixed in this energy, is because through this, what you gain, it expands you spiritually. It's like in an enlightenment. You're getting a lesson of like your worth, your divinity, your value through this, okay? Through this experience, like really knowing you're amazing, knowing your talents, knowing what you offer in a job, in a relationship. Like any sort of self-doubt or insecurity is truly being purified through this experience. That like you're so much more than you give yourself credit for, and it's time for you to recognize your amazement, the unique essence of you in your own conscious mind, and have like respect for that. Almost like you need to put yourself on a pedestal. Like you're way too hard on yourself, and you do not see all that which you bring and offer. And potentially, you know, it's because you're not recognized, you're not rewarded by others. And at times, maybe it's like you feel like you know that you've done good, and then you're not getting that back, and you don't understand. And Spirit's saying like there's a lesson around the boundary here, because you don't know your true worth, therefore you accept less. So think of it like this. Say you have a Ferrari, and you know, you're gonna sell it. You would never sell your Ferrari for like $5,000, right? And that's kind of what you're doing here, is aligning yourself to energies that are not like you at all. Like it takes more away from you. You're like this Ferrari sitting in this junkyard with all these broken down cars, and it's like they're all getting this energy from you. You're doing more, being more, and you're not recognizing like that you can literally get up and drive away, whereas these other cars cannot. And I have no idea why Spirit showed it to me like that, but you could drive away and they cannot. Okay, and it's time that you see that, like you don't know that about yourself. All right, let's pull some tarot. And I feel like healing of old wounds as well. A healing of old wounds is taking place here. the Hermit, Five of Swords, Five of Rods, Ace of Rods, and the World. Nice. That excuse me, that ends so beautifully. Okay, so with the Hermit, absolutely you are growing through this, and here it is, this situation, this relationship. Five of Swords, a lot of arguing, bickering. Five of Wands, like pushing against energies, conflicting energies, friction. And here's what you've been dealing with. And through this energy, you are turning into the Hermit. I feel like you're far more tolerant and patient than is what's deserved here. And it's like you want to be the bigger person. You truly want to do the right thing. You try to empathize with others. You're very flexible. You're very, compassionate. But it's like you're not getting that back, and you don't realize that. You don't see it. You don't know your worth. And so you are accepting the treatment and behavior of others because maybe throughout your life you've really encountered that. Like, you are not used to being valued for what you bring to the table in any given situation or relationship. And when somebody really does acknowledge you and shows gratitude, it could bring you to tears. It touches you deep in your soul because you feel like that's so infrequent. And because people have not loved you and told you how amazing you are and what you bring and what you offer and the way that you've changed their life and all of those things, you really don't know your value, and you feel bad about yourself. You see yourself as in deficiency when you're not deficient at all. You are the Ferrari sitting in the junkyard, and there's nothing wrong with you. It's everything around you is wrong, and they try to project that onto you. And the moment you have an awareness of who and what you are, you're going to get up out of that junkyard and you're going to drive away, because you're going to realize that you can, and you never belonged there in the first place. And it's time for you to align to other Ferraris. Yes, that is a deep lesson. You are putting up with way more than needs to be tolerated. And here you are coming into that awareness that you could just get up and walk away, and that you are so much more than what has been reflected back to you, what has been told to you. You've been so undervalued and underappreciated. Spirit wants you to know that. You've thought that, but then you're like, no, if I was this or I was that, then I would be loved. People would see that I was special and, all these things. And no, you are so much more than you've ever been told, ever. And you're coming into that. You're growing through it, and you are so protected by your spirit guides. Oh my goodness. And here it is, the epiphany, this beautiful awakening, and it ends the world. It ends this process of not knowing worth and value, and therefore getting far less than you truly deserve. And as your consciousness becomes aware, everything starts to change, and it's the end of that part of your journey, and it's time to come into true connection with others where you are valued and you are seen. And it restores your passion and your excitement. And some of you are really talented at something, but people have overlooked you or told you that you're nothing special, and Spirit's like, no, you go to that talent and you work on it day after day after day after day, and you watch the magic that you're gonna make. Oh my goodness, that's powerful. Let's pull some more tarot. On the Hermit, look at that. We've got the High Priestess. And let me just get these cards out really quick, and then I gotta changed the battery, so we'll go through them really quick. Oh yeah, Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and Justice. So let me just change the battery real fast. Alright, so with the Hermit and the High Priestess, this has been a long journey, feeling very on your own, and through the journey, you have become so strong, wise, and independent, and you have it more together than you don't. You know, people may have told you, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. When you try to express different things you're picking up on or feeling, like, it breaks my heart, the energy that Spirit's showing me. Like, you don't know how amazing you are. You've dealt with a lot of people that have taken advantage, taken for granted, overlooked, taken your kindness, your sweetness, you know, for like gullibility or being naive, or, you know, it's just like you feel like people don't really give you a chance, or life hasn't really given you a chance. And now, as you are nearing the end of this journey, this big life lesson here, you are coming into the awareness of how in tune you really are with all things, with people, their emotions, their motivations, who they really are, their agendas, for the good or the bad. And you are so wise, and you give the best advice, and you're very forgiving, and it's because you are such an evolved soul. Like, I want to say the gentle giant, and that doesn't mean like you're a super tall person or anything. It's just you could crush people, but the love of you, the true essence of you, would never even have an awareness that you had the ability to do such a thing, because that's just who you are, just so like high vibing in such a loving space. And a lot of people don't get that about you. They don't understand you. You maybe have been accused of putting on a facade, putting up a front, like that ain't real, you know. And it's not about you, it's about them. All of these people have been teaching you something, and you are awakening to that spiritual lesson now. Like, you are so much wiser than you know. And here it is, you know, the Wheel of Fortune on the Five of Swords. Like, all of that is changing now. You're coming to the end of this lesson, and it's time for you to find where you truly fit in, where you truly belong. And coming through as the King of Swords, all lessons that your soul intended to learn through this part of the journey, you've done it with flying colors. And you are now going to be in a space where it's like your wit, your intellect, where people maybe used to try to like gaslight or deflect, detract the flow of the conversation. Like, you cut them off at every pass. Like, nobody can play that woe is me, one excuse after another, try to you know, change the conversation. Like, they can't play that with you anymore, because through this awakening, you know, through this lesson that you're coming to the end of, that beautiful sweetness about you is there. But there's also the other side of that coin, just as strong now, where you're not going to put up with people's crap anymore. You're not. You don't care about making waves anymore. You don't care if somebody thinks that you're sweet or not sweet. You don't care if somebody's down on their luck, and you just don't want to add to it anymore. If somebody's a jerk, somebody's taking advantage, somebody's doing the wrong thing, like, you're going to put your foot down, and there may be no redemption for that person anymore for you, as far as you're concerned. Okay, there's a strength about you that's really coming into play, coming into view, and you've earned that through this journey up to this point. And, you know, here it is, where this epiphany, this full realization just happens for you, and you go from one version of self into the next, and you're happy. Okay, the hard times, it's like the worst is behind you, and you're moving on to better. And with justice there, things are going to balance for you. You are going to get good people in your life and good experiences where you're loved, where you're valued. But part of the process of bringing that into one's reality is the awareness of value of self, which is what this whole journey has truly taught you. And it's made you very strong, resourceful, independent, and secure along the way. And you could say, well, I have insecurities, but you are more secure than a lot of people. You've been through so many things and you've weathered so many storms and you've always made your way out, that there's just, you're unmatched. Spirit's really just talking you up to the high heavens. And maybe it's because you need to hear that, you need to know that, because you haven't gotten a whole lot of that. And there is something so beautiful and unique about you, and Spirit wants you to focus on that and grow that and know that you have purpose, and know that everything you've been through isn't in vain, and know that the tide is going to turn and there is great happiness for you, and there is a place that you belong, and you're going to find it, and you're very wise. Never, never doubt your wisdom, as well as how intuitive and empathic you are. All right, let's pull you a final message. I have an attitude of gratitude for the unseen gifts in my life that are unfolding before me. How perfect is that after this whole reading? This is your mantra. Good things are coming. You are coming out of a very, very hard and long spiritual journey of learning self and self-worth. So I have an attitude of gratitude for the unseen gifts in my life that are unfolding before me, because they are in big ways. Those are your messages from your spirit guides. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, Pegasus number 3. Let's get right into your reading and see what your spirit guides have to say, how they want to guide you right now, what you need to hear, what you need to know. All right, so we have Pegasus, the water guardian, and this is about a period of emotional and soul healing, this particular Pegasus. So this energy is relevant right now. And we have the orange Pegasus of healing. So this is healing coming to your sacral chakra. All right. Those of you attracted to the third Pegasus, and look at, he's orange, right? The third Pegasus is orange, and you got the orange there. I love that, because look, not all the, there's not a whole lot of orange cards in here. I just want you to see that. Like, that one's a bit orange. That's the sun. I think that's the only other one. Yeah. That one's kind of orange too, right? It's supposed to be more of a yellow, but there's some orange in there. So you were attracted to the orange Pegasus for a reason, and it's because it's time to have some healing at the sacral chakra area, which tells me that you've had your heart deeply, deeply broken. All right. And this could be from a relationship, life circumstances, anything really. But your heart was broke, and you've really struggled to put the pieces back together of what you lost, or fully recover from what's happened, what you've been through. And so now your spirit guides are saying you are coming into a period of deep healing of the emotions and the soul, and it's attached to some trauma at the sacral chakra. So let's pull a card to see what area of your life, what Spirit wants to talk about, how it relates or pertains here. And we have the 10th house. So this says your achievements and status in the outside world. Some of you, very strong emphasis around your job and your career. Others of you, I feel this is like building a whole life and empire with somebody, just to have the rug like completely ripped out from underneath your feet. Something that you really thought was going to be and that you were working towards, it all fell apart. It was taken from you. Like, you went through a great loss, with that 10th house energy coming through, and you've been in this struggle to get like back in alignment. And this could have been like years ago that this has happened, and you've, gone on living as best you can, but there's just been this part of you that feels empty, completely void, or it still really like aches and it hurts. And your team is like, the time has come. The healing is beginning now, and it's going to go deep. It's going all the way to the soul. Let's pull a planet to see which planetary influence is strongest for you at this time to assist in this healing for you. Oh, look at this. We've got Neptune, and this says your fantasies, yearnings, longings, and potential for illusion. So what we've lost here, what's happened, you have, it's really like cut you off from like imagination, optimism, excitement for better things, believing in better things. I feel like you've just been getting by day by day. We'll see what comes. I don't expect anything great. Yeah, it's like Spirit just showed me like this broken pile of glass, and it's like you're just taking it day by day, and this healing here is going to help restore your imagination. You're gonna have, like, some of you have been having really bad dreams. Like, your sleeping dreams are gonna get better. Your optimism, enthusiasm, excitement for being alive is gonna return. It's just this energy, like almost like a zombie, like, and I'm not calling you a zombie, but it's like being present but being empty. And the emptiness is because you were hollowed out by this experience, and it's attached to the sacral. So I would highly recommend those of you attracted to this third Pegasus that you do some sacral meditations and healing and work. There's a ton to choose from on YouTube for free, because that's where the trauma is like imprinted within you. Okay, it doesn't mean that it didn't break your heart, that it hasn't weighed heavily on your mind, but there's something about this has imprinted on the sacral chakra. The energy is quite distorted there, and as this energy is balanced out and healed, it's like this spark reignites inside of you, and you surrender to what was lost, what was happened, and you feel stronger, like you've emerged as a new version of yourself, and you have dreams again, like desires and hopes, and this will happen, and I can make this happen. Whereas before, you were very void of those things because of the trauma. Let's pull some tarot cards. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Rods, which would be the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, the Star, that is so beautiful and perfect for this read, and the Eight of Pentacles. All right, you are definitely embarking on a brand new path, a brand new journey. And that hollowed out, that big empty void I see inside of you from, you know, what you lost, here it is. Like, this is what's happening. Like, you are embarking on a whole new path, a whole new journey. There is something that's going to change in your physical reality with this Page of Pentacles, and this is complete brand new energy for you. And at your spirit, at your soul, you're going to be healed. This is you coming back to life, all right, from the inside out. And here at the Knight of Swords, this is talking about your mental body, where you're no longer in a fog, in a daze. You are like looking up at the stars, and you're believing again, and you're dreaming big. And it's just like such a stark contrast to what I'm feeling about you right now. It's like you may even feel like, because of what's happened here, that somebody just put their hand inside of you and just took everything out. And it's like, how am I even alive? Like, I have a heartbeat, and I breathe, and I am mentally aware of myself, but that's as far as it goes. Like, wow, this runs deep. Like, these readings are running way deeper than I thought for this particular pick a card. They're deep, and so it's kind of taking me a little bit off guard that Spirit's going so deep, because my goodness, I just feel like you guys have been through some really hard stuff, and it could have been like a multitude of things over time that just broke you like that, or it could be just like this one big thing, and you've just been trying to get by. And now your guides are coming in saying this part of this journey is over for you. It's time for healing. Something's changing in the physical for the positive, a reignition at the soul, the fog in the mind totally dissipating, the star, the healing coming in, the hope being restored. And you're realizing that even though you've felt very empty and void and almost maybe like a zombie, just going from moment to moment, day to day, you really have learned a lot. And I feel like you coming back into your body. Like, some of you, whatever happened here was just so much. It's almost like a detachment of body. All right. It's Spirit's giving me almost too much for this reading. But yeah, it's like you're coming back into your body. And that just might be like that healing of mind and the soul and the heart from the trauma. Meditation and healing work for the sacral chakra will really speed this process up for you, this healing process up for you. Let's pull some more cards. Eight of Wands. Nice. I'm so happy to see how beautiful your journey is turning. Two of Pentacles. The Fool. Ace of Cups. And the Devil. That could be like, you may feel like you've been walking with the devil with what happened here. But these are the last cards, and I want to point this out is, you know, this has been incredibly challenging and painful. You're evolving out of the heaviest, hardest part, and you're going to realize how much you have learned and how wise you are, and you just have a different view of life. And prior to this, you may have been very pessimistic and negative, or just completely neutral because of what you had been through. But now, like, you just see how all things fit, and like Spirit's showing me this vision of like the light and the dark, the positive and the negative energy, right? It's the same spectrum, okay? It's just a different frequency, a different variation, a different degree of the same energy. And there's a point, where the light and the dark meet, right? But who can distinguish that? And you are like at that point, like being a counterpoint in music. And it's like you are bouncing off, it's bouncing off of you, and through that, like, you have this new perception, like you see the waves of life, the harmony of life, the good and the bad, and it's the same spectrum. Like, you are so wise from what you've been through, and you don't realize it just yet in this moment. But once this deep healing takes place, you're free of that emptiness, of that void, of that pain, of that loss, that heaviness that's been hanging on you. Like, you're free of that. And so in that space, you see so differently. And this is where you're saying, I want to be alive. I'm happy. The way things are starting to turn for me now. I mean, you've got the Ace of Cups, you've got the Fool, you've got the Page of Pentacles. There's a lot of new energy coming into your world after this healing is complete. A lot of new energy, new love, new connections. Some of you, a new job, a new lease on life, a new location. It's just all this new energy, and the old is washing away. That pain, that trauma is washing away, and it's like the residual where it remains now is in that sacral chakra. But you are overcoming, and you're receiving a deep healing right here with the Pegasus of the water guardian. And your life is really going to take off at full pace. And everything we lose, there's a part of us that will always remember that. And a part, there's just every experience we ever have remains with us, and we can't fully escape anything, right? It's always a part of us. But this is where you will look back and remember, and it won't hurt you, it won't cause you anxiety. You are truly going to be freed from this. And you're going to be so much stronger and wiser on the other side, and an inspiration to others. All right. And again, it's just like that meeting point of things. You have a perception, an understanding of that better than other people. And there's something about you sharing that it's going to help others. Like, you, the devil here, you've seen a really dark side of life, and maybe for many people that would have totally destroyed them and broke them for the rest of their days. But not you. You're overcoming this. You're evolving beyond it, and you're going to help other people, and you're going to be an inspiration, and life is about to get good again. A lot of new energy for you, and you're going to be free from like that heavy weight of this experience. So let me pull you final message from your spirit guides. I have an attitude of gratitude for the many achievements I have successfully experienced in my life. Don't lose all the good because of a big bad. You are amazing. You have been successful, and you're going to be more successful than ever before. All right, so those are your messages from your spirit guides. I am sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, Pegasus number 4. Let's get right into your reading and see what your spirit guides want to tell you, the guidance they want to give you, the clarity they want to offer, the confirmation they want to share. So let's see what they have to say. All right, so we got the mandala of Pegasus coming through, and this is about like a soulmate, a cosmic connection, a soul contract. So that's what your spirit guides are wanting to talk to you about. And ooh, the Pegasus of Spica. So this is a healing of old wounds and traumas. Okay, so your spirit guides are wanting to talk to you about a relationship that was very near and dear to your heart. This could have been a friend, a family member, or a romantic partner, and this person really hurt you and left you with a deep, deep wound that you feel has never stopped energetically bleeding. And you've struggled to understand, you've struggled to move on from this situation in some capacity. And when you're fully moved on from something is when it doesn't hurt you anymore, it doesn't make you angry anymore, it doesn't frustrate you. You're very neutral. You could be like, oh, I don't like that person, but it doesn't trigger a deep response within you any longer. And so the process of healing and fully getting over somebody is more than when you're beyond that space of missing them and wishing to reconcile, okay? There's so many different levels of healing, and your guides are coming in to tell you, we hear you, we feel you, you are not alone. And now the time has come where you are going to receive that healing. It's starting to wash over you. And this is something you've carried with you for quite some time. And some of you, it's time for this wound of the past to be healed, because it's preventing you from getting close to somebody in your present right now, or somebody who's about to come in to your life, whether it's a friend or a romantic partner. And this isn't about reconciling an old relationship that is severed. This is about a deep healing finally coming into play from a relationship that hurt you a while back, quite some time ago, okay? And you've carried the wound. So this is beautiful. It's like freedom and relief. And you know, I spent a lot of time working on healing all of the traumas and emotional baggage in my relationships from my past, you know, just part of my spiritual journey. And I finally got to a point where I realized I was over all of it, and I didn't miss anybody anymore. There wasn't like, oh, this misconnection, or if we got back together, or all of that. No, none of it. And I was telling my daughter, I was like, I kind of feel a little bit lonely. Like I feel healed. I feel good. And she's like, that's a blessing. And I'm like, what do you mean that's a blessing? Like, you know, there's nobody out there wishing on the same star as me, like that I miss or whatever. And she's like, that's a blessing to not have anybody or what they did weighing heavily on your heart. And she made me realize in that moment that it is a blessing to heal and release your past. And that's where you're at, because there are a lot of wonderful new energies coming into your world. And so some of you may have been holding on to this wound because you were hoping to heal or reconcile this relationship eventually. And your spirit guides are saying that person's part in your journey is now over. Some of you, it's not that you wish for a reconciliation, you wish to not be haunted, to be angry, to be feeling the pain still. And now you're coming into the point of your healing journey where that's going to fall away. Like you are really going to feel free of this connection. There was a soul contract that you guys had that played out here. So let's pull a card. This was so specific with these two, but we're still going to go with the full reading here. So we're going to pull a card to to see what area of your life your spirit guides would also like to talk about, or we'll see if it's related to this message. Okay, it's related to this message. We have the 8th house coming through, and this means it is definitely time for the phoenix to rise from the ashes of ruin from this relationship, this connection. And again, some of you, this could be a romantic partner, it could have been a friend or a family member, and you lost a lot, or you feel as though you've lost a lot of yourself emotionally, spiritually, and some of you, you know, financially, materially, you lost a lot here. Like you maybe were taken advantage of, stolen from, betrayed, taken to the cleaners, like totally used. This is some heavy, heavy, intense energy connected to this person with the 8th house coming through. And also with the 8th house, you guys did have a soul contract of karma to complete this life journey. Let's pull a planet and see which planetary influence is the strongest in helping you with this final journey of healing, like the final stage of your healing process. All right, Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, and Scorpio is the ruler of the 8th house. And so here you go. Your ability to transform, take a big leap forward, and rebirth. And then look at that, the phoenix rising from the ashes. That is you. The epitome of what that means is the message that your guides are giving you so deeply and strongly. You are now the phoenix rising from the ashes of a very painful and broken past, and you are going to heal and transform and overcome this. You absolutely are. You are going to love again. You are going to be close to somebody again. This here was a contract of the soul that you had to fulfill, and don't think the other person involved is walking away unscathed. They're not. What they brought you and taught you, you also brought them and taught them. And through time, as these energies, you know, balance out and heal, you're not going to have any sort of resentment and anger or ill will towards this person. Since this was a soul contract, you were meant to totally evolve and expand beyond the humanized experience of this and come into your soul wisdom and understanding of the purpose of this person, this relationship, and this experience for this journey in accordance to your soul plan. And now it's like the worst is over. The hardest part is over. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes. Let's pull some tarot. The devil. Oh yeah, you've been through it. This person put you through hell and back. But look at, here you are coming back as the high priestess. The hanged man. It's taken you quite a minute to recover from this situation for sure. 3 of Pentacles, but you've made so much more progress than you realize. And the 2 of Rods, yes, progress made, going from one world into the next. So this is very beautiful, the way your spirit guides have brought these tarot cards out to depict the journey that you've been on. You had to go through the darkest of night to come into the lightest of days, with the devil and then the high priestess coming in. So this soul contract that you have with this person and what they put you through, it's like, think of the pendulum swinging. They pulled you way, way, way far over here, okay, into this darkness, and now you're about to sway all the way over here into like this light, into wisdom, into a whole nother version of self. It's like heaven and hell. They took you to hell so that you could reach heaven, because there, you know, there's everything has an opposite. And there's this right here is depicted so perfectly in that, like the darkness, the devil, and the goodness, and the light over here, okay? And that's where they took you so that you could find yourself in this space. And, you know, after, through that process, here you are, where it's taken you a moment to really catch your breath and you know, gather the pieces of yourself and figure things out. It's taking you quite a minute to understand this relationship, what it meant for you, why this had to happen, why this person hurt you so badly, like all these why, like you've been in that for a minute. And you know, I do feel that some of you thought, like, I'm never going to recover from this, like I'm never fully going to move on, but you are. You have made more progress than you realize. And since you're coming out of this hangman energy, you're going to start becoming aware of that. And there is just like this moment where you realize, you know what, this is behind me. I'm doing okay. I'm feeling good. I've made a lot of progress here. And it's like you just transition into a whole new version of self, the phoenix rising from the ashes. All right, let's pull some more tarot. Have here. Oh yeah, look at the Ten of Swords, and that sits right here on that devil. Somebody really hurt you. On High Priestess, we've got the Tower. What pulled you down low is about to shoot you up higher than you've ever flown before. And you've got the Hierophant now, and that sits on the Hanged Man. And the Three of Cups on the Three of Pentacles, and the King of Cups on the Two of Rods. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I love your reading. Oh my gosh, I absolutely do. This is like where you've lost it all, brokenhearted, and then this big, beautiful, miracle, magical turn of events in your favor. Because here it is, with this devil is a Ten of Swords. Somebody just destroyed you in every way possible. And, you know, you did not deserve this. You guys had a soul contract. And through these experiences, you've learned so much more than you realize. And that's why the Hangman is coming out, is because you've been really stuck in the humanized perception of this experience. And you're about to transform into the spiritualized understanding of this experience, which is very freeing and very liberating to you. And the way that this is just no longer a thing that hurts you is almost shocking to you, because it's plagued you and drug you down for so long. You were like, there's no way I'm ever going to get over this. I'm going to, you know, get back to better than I was before this. Like, you've really thought that. And now you're moving into this place of the High Priestess, and it's shocking to you about how much you have grown and evolved, and how strong you are and wise you are, and have overcome and bounced back from this. Like, it's so much bigger than you even anticipate. And here with the Hanged Man and the Hierophant, as you've been in this process of recovery and healing and trying to, you know, bring yourself back together, you've been with Spirit. Spirit's been walking with you. You are more of an advanced soul in general, all right? People probably tell you you're a wise old soul. And this here was a big, like, one of the biggest, heaviest lessons you signed up for this life journey was with this person. And even though the physical manifestation of this soul really hurt you, the consciousness, the spirit of this person loves you unconditionally. And that's a whole different vibration and frequency than we can understand in our humanized form. But you guys had a soul contract, and now a spirit has been with you the whole time as you've been sorting this out, and you've done the work to facilitate this healing. You've been praying, you've been asking, and each and every day your energy has been regenerating itself, healing itself. You are so powerful. Yes, and the progress that has been made, and there's a lot of happiness coming into your world. There's going to be reason to celebrate. There's a lot of accomplishment for you. So a lot of happiness up ahead. And here it is, where your heart is open once again, and you've evolved into the King of Cups, whether you are male or female. And this is somebody who possesses a lot of emotional wisdom and maturity, and can handle things with a grace that most people cannot. All right. And so who you were prior to this experience, you may have really enjoyed that version of yourself, and you feel like you've lost yourself through the whole process. Who you're birthing into now, the phoenix rising from the ashes, is so much more depth than anything you ever were before. It's like the coal turning into the diamond. And I know the process and the journey has been very difficult, and that's where you're at. But if you could just see where you're headed and what you're transforming into, and you will. Spirit has you in that process right now. You are going to see, and there's a lot to celebrate. And also, those of you where this is about a romantic relationship, there is a love relationship up ahead, and this person is going to love you with their whole heart. This person is not going to harm you, okay? This is going to be a very full-grown, mature individual who has probably been through similar things as you, and they want love, they want stability, and they're not going to hurt you. Your soul contract with them is much, much different. It's to build and grow in the 3D realm. That really heavy, hard spiritual experience has played out. Like, we can only have so many of those in one life journey before the psyche of any person just cracks and crumbles away, right? There's only so much each and every person can take in one lifetime. And it's like you've been through the hardest part, and it didn't take away the best of you. It's only adding to those aspects and expanding them and growing them. And you are going to rise higher than you ever imagined. All right, let's pull you one final card, one final message from your spirit guides. I have the attitude of gratitude for honor, commitment, and unity. Oh, that is so powerful. You've always had these things, and you will align to a romantic partner who also holds this true as a value, and friendships. It is safe to love. This here was just a soul contract that had to be fulfilled, and you did it, and now you're on the other side of that, and you are going to rise like the phoenix. So those are your messages from your spirit guides. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care.